Good morning, Ultimate Hustlers and Digital Empire Builders. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show, and today we're wrapping up part 3 of a 3-part series on laser-targeted lead generation for small businesses. We're going to focus on turning your website visitors and converting them into leads with some sort of offer. So I'm going to give you 7 things to offer on your website or via your SMS text message campaigns to get people to give you their name, email address, and phone number so you can start the process of building a relationship, nurturing that relationship, and ultimately bringing those people over and converting them into paying customers. So I need you to do me a huge favor, y'all. Comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and all your brand. Smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen, and let's kick it this morning. Yo, what's up, Ultimate Hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite SaaSpreneur, coming to you live and direct from the local Biz Marketing Pros studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri. That's right. Let local Biz Marketing Pros become your next marketing service partner, right? All we want to do is help you optimize your online presence, increase your lead flow, grow your revenue so you can expand your operation and ultimately contribute more to the communities that you serve. LocalBizMarketingPros.com, focusing on lead gen and upfront via cold outreach, and then all of the lead gen strategies for long-term lead generation, from blogging to SEO to pay-per-click, everything that you need from a marketing service provider, including the software to build your empires upon. Go to localbizmarketingpros.com and check us out today. It's all about lead gen for small businesses. There are 7 things that you can be offering right now to get people to give you their name, email address, and phone number, because that truly is what a lead is. When you have people raise their hand, give you some contact information in order for you to be able to continue to connect with them, to share information and offers with them, then that is a lead, right? How do you turn website visitors to leads? How do you turn your social media following into leads? We're going to talk about 7 things that you can offer to make that happen. So I'm super excited about this episode because lead gen is something that most entrepreneurs in general are struggling with. And if you listen to my man Myron Golden, Dr. Myron Golden, he talks about boss moves, right? There's 4 moves that you can make to radically transform your business. And the first move you can make is to increase your leads, either by getting more leads or converting more leads. So I'm gonna give you 7 things that you can offer to convert more website visitors, more social media followers into actual leads, into a list that you own, so that you can build relationships. So we're going to get into that today. Do me a favor, comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand. If you got questions, comments. Make sure that you use that, like that comment thread up. A couple quick announcements. Really, there's just one major announcement today. A lot of you guys have been asking, when am I going to do another webinar on how to start your own digital marketing agency? And guess what? It's going down this Thursday. So if you would like to start your own digital marketing agency built upon your own software, then I want to be sharing how I was able to do that and go from influencer network marketer to owning my own software company and digital marketing agency, and how my journey has been over the last 12 months, because it's officially going into being a year since I launched Local Biz Marketing Pros. So I'm going to be sharing that on a webinar this Thursday night at 7 p.m. Comment webinar if you are interested, and I will shoot that link over to you. So let's officially start the show, man. And y'all know how we do it. We start the show, every show, with a quote of the day. And today's quote says this: "You, my friend, are the person you've been looking for." Oh, I'm gonna run that one back, man, because I might have thrown some of y'all for a loop. You are the person you've been looking for, right? A lot of people are putting their hope, putting their trust, trying to find the right people. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with looking to replace or get around the right people, but I want you to start with a deep look within. I want you to look at that person in the mirror and understand that you are that person. See, not too different than an acorn, you, my friend, have everything that you need already on the inside of you to accomplish what you have been built for. I'm gonna say it again. You're not more different than an acorn. You, my friend, have everything on the inside of you that you need to accomplish the thing that you have been built for. And yes, every single one of you have been built for a purpose, right? So an acorn, some people will say, well, that's an oak tree seed. I would say that's an oak tree waiting on the right environment to happen. Because everything the acorn needs to become an oak tree is already on the inside of it. Only thing it's waiting on is to be placed in the right environment. And I'm telling you, my friend, that everything that you need to become all that God has created you to be is already on the inside of you. You're just waiting on the right environment to happen. Now, here's the difference between you and an acorn. The acorn doesn't have very much control on how it gets into that right environment, but you do, right? You can pick yourself up and move. See, well, the one thing I love about a tree is a tree doesn't know how to grow halfway. Y'all realize that? Once that acorn finds an environment that's going to allow it to germinate and grow, it might not be the most pristine environment. It might not be the environment that gets the exact amount of water it needs. It might not be an environment that gets the exact amount of sunlight it needs. But wherever that acorn finds itself the ability to germinate and grow, it's going to grow to its fullest potential based on that environment, no matter what. It's not going to grow a little bit and say, you know what, I'm good right here, like some people do. It's going to try with everything that it's in it to reach the sun. And I want to encourage you, my friend, find an environment that's going to cause you to grow. And when you get yourself in that environment, grow to the fullest potential that that environment will allow for you. But here's the difference between you and the oak tree. When you grow to the maximum potential of that particular environment, unlike the oak tree, you can get up and move into a different environment that's going to allow you to grow some more. Tree doesn't know how to grow halfway. I'm going to encourage you to stop growing halfway, to stop growing to a certain plateau and hanging out there. You have more in you, and you know it. You have more potential in you, and you know this, man. It's time for you to start doing something about it. You, my friend, are enough. And the way God created this whole thing, man, is for us to be interdependent, dependent upon one another. And believe it or not, as low as you might be feeling right now, as down as you might be, as uninspired as you might be, somebody else's dream, somebody else's will to live, somebody else's potential is wrapped up in your ability to maximize your potential. Somebody is waiting to on you to grow, to give them permission to grow. I know it's a heavy burden to bear, but that's the way God set it up. You got to maximize your potential and shine your light the brightest that you can shine it, to literally give those around you permission to grow and shine their own light. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by the Automated Leads Machine. If you are in business and you're struggling to generate leads for your business, then I need you to go to blackbearsuccess.com/leads. Check out the Automated Leads Machine, the AI system that helps you with your cold outreach to scale your campaigns faster, cheaper, and easier. We want to help you push 1,000 leads into your CRM this week, right? And then we're going to nurture those leads for you. We're going to put your irresistible offer in front of them. I'm going to see how many of those 1,000 will come out the other end of your funnel as a booked appointment or a phone call of a very laser targeted, qualified lead for you to sell your opportunities to. That's what we do. blackbearsuccess.com/leads. Check that out. So today, the focus is this is part 3 of a 3-part series. We started this 2 Fridays ago on Free Game Fridays, and I thought I'd wrap it up today on this Monday with 7 offers that you can make to generate more leads. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to recap some of the lead generation tactics overall. We ended with email marketing, and I'm going to say email marketing and SMS text marketing, because if you are not doing SMS text messaging, if you are not texting your clients, right, building that relationship with them where a text message is going to get 95% open rate and an email is going to get, if you're good, a 10 to 20% open rate. Which one do you want to do? Right? You would rather be texting your consumers and staying in front of them that way, but we're going to talk about that. So let's get into some of these top lead generation strategies that we went over. And if you are missing parts 1 and 2, I'll put a link to the comments for those. I'm also going to link in the comments the article that we are reading from. This is on Taboola blog. So I put a link to the article in the show notes in the comments for you guys to check that out. So real quick, let's recap some of the 19 lead gen strategies for small businesses that we've gone over. Number 1 was doing basic SEO, right? Make sure your website is keyword rich. Make sure your tags and all of that stuff is kind of set up. If you need help with your website and any SEO, whether it's basic SEO, local SEO, or long-term SEO, then Local Biz Marketing Pros can help you with that. We got some great SEO packages for you to check out. Claim your Google My Business listing. Your Google profile is incredibly important for this. And if you don't have a Google profile, just go out and Google My Business, right? I also have a $10 resource that can help you with setting up your Google profile and optimizing it in a way that you're going to be a head and shoulders above the competition. So matter of fact, let me put that in the comments real quick. So that resource is $10. It's a training on how to set up your Google My Business in a way that makes you stand out above all the other business profiles in your area. So local SEO, get that set up, man. Get it on and popping. Number 2, publishing a blog or some sort of long form content, right? If you love to write, then a blog is great. But if you love to use your voice like I am and don't mind being on camera, you can do a video podcast or you can do an audio podcast, right? That is another way of creating long form content for your followers, right? And that is a lead generation strategy like nobody else's business, right? Because you can literally, like I do, I'm going to take this podcast and I'm going to break it up into smaller pieces and I'm going to distribute this throughout all of my social networks. So long form content, whether it's a podcast or a blog or a vlog, something that you're producing for YouTube, is a great lead generation strategy. Number 3, guest posts on relevant websites or other people's blogs. Huge opportunity. You know people that are in the same space. They've got a blog, they've got a podcast. You can be a guest on their podcast. You can even guest host their podcast. You can they can interview and write about you in their blog, or you can provide a guest post or an article that you write for their blog and ask for their permission. And they'll usually say, hey, can I put 2 links back to my website in this article? And most people, in exchange for good quality content, will say yes. Number 4, get active on social media. When we say get active, it has a dual meaning. That means post more to social media, but also engage more on social media. Some of us want people to like, comment, and share on our stuff, but we never like, comment, and share anybody else's stuff. There's a universal law called the law of reciprocity. There's also a law called the law of the algorithm. And both of those laws are against you posting and ghosting, like my girl Kathy Henderer would say. You put up a post and you don't go and comment or engage on anybody else's stuff. You post and you leave. Well, the law of the algorithm says when you do that, the algorithm is not going to show that post to anybody, period. Right? The law of reciprocity says if you are not doing what you want done for you, for other people, then nobody's going to do it for you. Right? If you're not showing yourself friendly, you're not going to make any friends. If you're not liking, commenting, sharing anybody else's stuff, nobody's going to like, comment, and share your stuff, point blank, period. Right? So getting active on social means you are actively posting value-based content on social, and you are actively engaging with relevant value-based content that other people are posting. And that's how you warm the algorithm up. Matter of fact, Kathy Henderer of, oh man, I forget the name of her agency, but she says that you should engage for 15 minutes before you post and another 15 minutes after you post. So 15 minutes before you warm up the algorithm, and then Rosebud Social is the name of her brand, right? 15 minutes before you post, you're engaging with other people's stuff. You're liking, you're commenting, you're warming up the algorithm. You post your stuff, and then 15 minutes after you post, you do some more engaging, liking, commenting, and sharing on other people's stuff as well. That is the best way to get active on social media. Post more, but also engage more with other people's posts. Number 5, run paid search ads, right? We talked about this. What's the difference between paid search ads and social media ads? Search ads are those ads that you see when you search for a particular topic. You go on YouTube and you search for a particular topic, and right before your YouTube video plays, an ad plays based on your search criteria. That's a search ad. You go on Google and you search for something, guess what? Those top 4 slots based on that search criteria are ads. You can pay to be in those top 4 slots, right? Number 6, run social media ads. Social media ads are what's called interruption marketing, right? That is, you're scrolling on social media and I'm just interrupting your Instagram binging. I'm interrupting your YouTube, your Instagram or your TikTok watching, right? That's interruption. Nothing wrong with that, but it's different. The buyer's intent is different when someone is searching for something versus you just interrupted them. You got to be really, really cold-blooded to interrupt somebody who had no thought about buying your product or service, but you show up in their search, interrupt them, and then they go and buy, right? And there's a difference. Number 7, run native advertisement. This is advertisement based on people who have big audiences, people who have attention already. This is your local radio station. This is your local influencer. This is your local podcaster who has a following based on where your business and services are located. You can do that very inexpensively, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a lot more targeted, right? Number 8, build referral networks. One of the things that we have got to get out of the mindset of is that we can't work with other entrepreneurs in a similar vein. We can't work with other people in our industry. No, I work with digital marketing agencies, business consultants all the time. Why? Because I have some things that they don't offer. They have some things that I don't offer, and we can refer clients back and forth, right? And we can make it lucrative to do so. So I offer referral fees for those who refer me customers, right? And the people that I'm referring customers to, they offer some sort of incentive for me to do that as well. Running events is another great way to A, set yourself up as the authority in your local industry, and B, it's a great way to generate leads, whether that is a webinar, whether that is a live local event or workshop, whatever it is. If you're hosting those types of events, you're literally setting yourself apart. Number 10, use email marketing. We're going to talk about email marketing extensively here on the other side of 1 Minute Motivation, but you got to capture people's names and email addresses in order to do email marketing. So I'm going to give you 7 offers that you can make, or the types of content you can give away to collect names, phone numbers, and email addresses so you can use email marketing. Number 11, do more of what's working, right? This is where you literally, right, look at your analytics. What content is getting the most views? I can go back and look at all of my episodes of the Cortez Hustle Show. On the podcast, I can see which one got the most downloads. On Facebook, I can see which one got the most views and engagement. On YouTube, I can look in my analytics and see which one is more engaging, which one are people connecting with more. And when I talk about leads and when I talk about SEO, I get a lot more small businesses engaging. So you guys are going to see a little bit more of this content, right? So do more of what's working. Understand how to review your analytics so that you know what's working and you can lean into that more. So that was the recap of the top 11. And then we're going to give you 7 offers that you can make to collect and start building your leads. Jay's Beauty in the building. Good morning. Says good information. I appreciate that, my friend. So let's get into some 1 minute motivation. If you're new to the Cortez Hustle Show, every episode we do something called 1 minute motivation. That's where I'm going to play a short motivational clip, usually 60 to 90 seconds or so. And I'm going to ask you to give a couple takeaways. I'm going to give a couple takeaways. So let's get ready to get into some 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
Peter asked Jesus, how many times do I forgive him if he comes to me and offends me in one day 7 times? Peter is a hypochondriac trying to find excuses for his dysfunction. Peter is trying to find an excuse why he cursed and why he cuts people's ears off. He's trying to find an excuse by blaming it on somebody else. Jesus told him, even if he comes to you 7 times and offends you, 70 times 7, you forgive him. And the disciples screamed out and they said, God, you got to increase our faith. So I'm not saying what you've been through has been easy. I know. It takes supernatural power to let some things go in your life, to let go of all the abuse and all of the confusion. Believe me, I know God knows it more than anybody. And I'm not saying what you've been through means nothing. He knows where you are. He knows about your condition. He knows who walked out of your life and who left you. He knows who rejected you, who abused you, who betrayed you, who talked about you. He knows everything. But there comes a point in your walk where you have to ask God to give you faith. Faith to let it go. Faith so I can move forward. Faith so I can succeed. Faith so I can reach my destiny. Faith so I can forgive those who hurt me. Faith to forgive my parents who betrayed me, who speak negativity over my life. Faith, God, increase my faith so I can continue to move forward.
Hoo-wee. Yeah, we've been on this forgiveness kick for a few days now. And when I tell you, if you are walking around on this planet and it feels like you're carrying a ton of bricks, chances are you are, because you haven't forgiven. I'm going to run that one back, man. If life feels like it's heavy, like you're carrying a burden, if you don't feel light as a feather as you move through this time and space that we call life, chances are it's because you are carrying a lot of resentment because of your unwillingness to forgive. And at the very end, it says you got to ask for the faith required to forgive, right? You got to have faith in your future to forgive. You got to have faith in people to forgive. See, some of us can't love the people in our lives who love us because we're holding on to some past hurts that people we loved in the past caused us, right? Give you an example. From the age of 4 to about 7, I was molested by my uncle, right? And carrying the weight of that pain and that bitterness and holding on to it in a way that I never disclosed that to anyone until I was about 22. It literally was eating me up on the inside. And my family knew that there was something just a little bit off about me for those 15 years, right? It's like, man, it's something, but they couldn't put their finger on it. They thought it's just teenage boy stuff. I'm just going through stuff no, I was carrying some poison on the inside of me called bitterness that I had drank in an attempt to cause the other person to die, right? It's through forgiveness, and it's through the letting go, and it's through the not wishing what had happened never happened. It's admitting that it did, and now I've got to repair the damage from what did. See, some of us can't forgive because we're living in a space that we're just constantly replaying and wishing it didn't happen, wishing I could have done something different instead of acknowledging that it did happen. It caused a certain amount of damage. Now, how do I put the pieces back together? And guess what? The person that caused that pain has nothing to do with whether or not you're going to put the pieces back together. That's all on you, my friend. I go back to Will Smith's fault versus responsibility. At 4, 5, 6 years old, it was not my fault that my uncle beat and sexually abused me. That was not my fault, right? But it is my responsibility to deal with that pain. It is my responsibility to heal myself from that pain. It is my responsibility to become whole again, irregardless of whether or not that person apologizes or not. Because that's huge. Some of us are waiting for an apology before we start the healing process. It may not ever come. Right? Now, I remember having to address my uncle, right? And I remember that he did apologize. And I remember that that did contribute to my healing. But let me tell you this, it was never necessary. Right? Do not continue to walk on this earth with the heaviness of unforgiveness in your heart that creates and causes bitterness to weigh you down, because you're not going to be the light that this world needs you to be if you're carrying around that foolishness on the inside of you. Now, it's not going to be easy to let it go. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy. But however difficult it is, I can promise you this: when you do let it go, it's going to be worth the effort. Ask not what this world needs, because what this world needs is for you to become the best version of yourself. The world needs for you to come alive. And it's hard to come alive when you're carrying bitterness and unforgiveness. So ask God for the faith to forgive. Ask God to restore your faith in people. Ask God to restore your faith in the future. Ask God to give you the strength, because it does take strength. It does take power. It does take might. It does take courage to accept that that thing happened, that thing caused this amount of damage, but yet I live. So let's start putting the pieces back together. And let's not allow this thing to hold me hostage and to hold other people hostage who are trying to love me, even though there is potential that they could hurt you too. It's not a way to live, right? It's not a way to live. So that, my friends, is 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. My man Cleo says, yes, forgiveness will set you free. I agree 100%, my brother. So keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a small local business owner, we have a marketing mastermind group right here on Facebook. Optimize your online presence, increase your leads, grow your revenue, expand your operation, and contribute more to the communities that you serve. I put the link in the show notes and the description. Go join that free Facebook group. It's a dope community of entrepreneurs who are growing and learning how to be better entrepreneurs, right? I'm talking about the people that we are becoming through the process of entrepreneurship, through the process of running our businesses, the people we are becoming, right? I heard someone say one time, you got to become a 7-figure human being before you can become a 7-figure entrepreneur. So in that group, we're becoming 7-figure human beings so that we can ultimately become the type of people capable of running 7-figure businesses, right? So Local Biz Marketing Mastermind on Facebook. If you need a community of entrepreneurs to hang out with, that is the one to choose. So we're going to focus today and the rest of the show on 7 types of information that you can offer on your website, on your social channels, in your brick and mortar stores when people come to see you, right? 7 different types of offers that you can make to get people's names, phone numbers, and email addresses for one purpose, ladies and gentlemen. And I know we're all in business, and you want me to say that that purpose is so that you can sell them something. That's not the purpose of collecting leads. The purpose of collecting a lead is to build and nurture a relationship. See, when you understand that and you start to move like that, it reduces the pressure that you put yourself under. I'm collecting someone's name, phone number, and email address for the sole purpose of building a relationship. If you haven't figured it out, all businesses are relationship businesses, right? In fact, you're in 3 businesses before you even sell whatever it is that you have to sell. You're in a relationship business, you're in a media business, and you're in a technology business before you sell anything. But relationships is number 1. You've got to understand that I am going to offer something in exchange for a name, phone number, and email address. Yes, I want to ultimately sell my products and services, but I want to build a relationship first. And here's why. Unless I know you, unless I have a relationship with you, unless we get to a place where you're willing to say, this is what I'm struggling with, I don't even know if I have what you need to solve your problem. But if we build a relationship first and you disclose to me through building this relationship that, you know what, I have this problem with lead generation. Do you recommend anything that can solve that problem for me? Yes, I have the automated leads machine that can help you. But we've got to have a relationship first. We've got to build up a little bit of trust first. And the easiest way to build trust on the internet is to give somebody something for free. The best way to prove that you can help someone is to actually help them, right? That's a quote that I got from my man, Marquell Russell. If you want to prove to someone that you can help them, then help them. And you can do that with 7 core offers that you can deliver this help. And the only thing that you're asking for in exchange for this help is a name, phone number, and email address. So let's get to it. So, ideas that transform visitors into leads. So we're talking about people who visit you on social media. We're talking about people who visit your website. We're talking about people who visit your store. We're talking about people who visit your vendor booth. We're talking about people who come up to your table after you participate in a panel discussion. We're talking about people who come to your webinars, right? What can you offer to build your list? We have a saying in the internet marketing world that if you are not building a list, you're not building a business, right? The primary asset that you own in business is your prospect and customer list. You got a list of prospects you should constantly be building. You got a list of paying customers. Your list is the primary asset, right? And I know entrepreneurs on the internet who have lists of hundreds of thousands of people who've raised their hand and said they're interested. Now here's why that's significant. We are in October, 4th quarter of 2022. Y'all know what's right around the corner. Black Friday. Let me ask you this. Who's going to make the most money on Black Friday? The person who has a storefront and in a good location, and they've got some deals and they've got some sales. They've got some irresistible offers that everybody would want, but they don't have an email list. Versus Amazon, versus Walmart, versus Target, versus I can't think. What is the online retailer that women like to shop at, right? Victoria's Secrets is one of them, but I'm thinking of another one that has become really, really popular. These institutions have email lists into the millions. So you got a buy TV, get a free TV offer posted in your window in your local business. They've got email lists to the tune of millions, and they're going to email all of their customers and say what their Black Friday offers are. Who's going to make the most money? Who's going to get the most attention? Who's going to get the most traffic? There's a reason that every time you check out in any of these stores, they ask you if you would like them to, if they can email you your receipt. They're not just trying to go paperless. When you agree to have them email your receipt, you're also signing an agreement that allows them to market to you over time. Or in other words, build and nurture a relationship with you over time. You can do the same thing as a small business owner, solopreneur, influencer, network marketer, coach, consultant, whoever you are in business. You need to concentrate on these 7 offers. Pick 1 or 2 that you can build a landing page around, that you can put on your website, that you can offer on your social channels, that you can create a QR code for, or whatever the mechanism is, right? A ton of traffic to your website means nothing. And when I say website, I'm using that interchangeably with your podcast, with your blog, with your traditional website, with your social media channels, your Instagram page. A ton of traffic to these places where you've captured someone's attention means nothing if it doesn't foster a conversion. See, I love Facebook, I love YouTube, but guess what? I do not own that list. YouTube will decide how many people they're going to push my notification to tell them that a new episode of the Cortez Hustle Show is available. Facebook decides out of the 150,000 followers that I have across my multiple pages, they decide how many people get to see that the Cortez Hustle Show is about to start. They get to decide. Why? Because they own the list. But if I had those 150,000 people on my own email list, those 150,000 people on my own SMS text message system, I can send a text blast and say, hey, don't forget the Cortez Hustle Show is going live and we're talking lead generation for local businesses. Out of 150,000 people on my list, how many people do you think will tune in to that topic? Right? So in your marketing, there is a list that you can buy, there are rent, there's a list that you can control, and then there's a list that you own. We're talking about the list that you own, right? A ton of traffic to your website, social platforms, podcasts, blogs, or whatever means nothing if it doesn't foster conversion. Your first challenge is to define what conversion means. Whether that conversion for you is a subscriber, an attendee, someone who tries, buys, or any other objective. Your next challenge is to make it happen with compelling offers. So we're talking 7 offers that you can make to convert eyeballs, visitors to your websites, to your social platforms, listeners to your podcast or whatever. How do you convert them into a lead? And for me, I'm defining a lead as I'm collecting name, phone number, and or email. Because once they're in my database, I own the data. That becomes what Russell Brunson talks about, a list that you own, right? You own that list. So, number 1, offer deals. When a first-time visitor arrives at a landing page to shop for a product or service, promoting a coupon or discount program is often the way to make a sale. Do you have a deal, an irresistible offer that shows up anytime someone lands on your website, anytime someone goes to your social media platform, anytime that you're doing a podcast or a video blog or anything? Do you have an offer that you're pointing them to? Right? I'm always talking about the automated leads machine because you get 20 free leads when you book a demo. And I show you how our automated leads machine can push 1,000 leads into your CRM in as little as 10 minutes per day. Right? That's my irresistible offer. And if you go to my website and you land on that page, the first thing it's going to ask you to do is put in your name, your email address. Right? And it's going to have you sign up for those 20 free leads. I also offer online marketing checklist. We're going to get into some other offers, but do you have an irresistible offer? Do you have a deal that you can do? Do you know your numbers well enough to say, you know what, I can give 10% off to everybody who comes to my website and I'm still going to make a profit? I can give 15% off. I can give 40% off a first-time visitor because I know even if I'm giving them 40% off, I know that 70% of the people who buy from me the first time will buy from me again at regular price, right? You got to know your numbers and you got to be willing to provide some sort of offer. And usually this is done through some sort of landing page or technology. And if you don't have a good email system, a good autoresponder system, a good landing page builder, that's what the Black Biz Success app is all about. Go to blackbizsuccess.com and we literally have probably the most cost-effective way for you to get website, landing page builders, email autoresponder, SMS text message autoresponder, all wrapped up into one system. Number 2, offer samples, right? In many cases, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about offers that you can place on your websites, your social sites, anywhere that you show up on the internet. These offers should be available to convert visitors into leads. You're building a list that you own. You've got to collect names, phone numbers, and email addresses consistently, often, early. Like if you're not building a list, you're not building a business. So number 2 is offer samples. In many cases, prospects arrive because they're interested in trying or sampling your product or service. A free trial is often the go-to approach for the software as a service industry, otherwise known as SaaS, right? I've got a $1 trial of a brand new program that my family and I are about to roll out, and I can't wait to drop it on you, but I can't give it to you right now, right? But a free trial is often a go-to approach. Other software-driven categories such as games and apps, right? Can you offer a free trial? That's a free sample, right? If you're a product-based business, do you have a sample size of your product where maybe people want a sample of your makeup, or maybe they want a sample of your energy drink or your juice or a sample of your vitamin or whatever, and you just get them to pay for shipping, right? Though you'll need to give to get, you may want to ship samples or physical products to interested shoppers. The law of reciprocity suggests many will reward you with a purchase. You know what a free trial says? You know what a free sample says? It says that you believe so wholeheartedly in the results that you can deliver that you're willing to give it to someone for free. That's what it says. A free trial, a free offer, a free sample says that I believe so wholeheartedly in my product and the results that it's going to deliver for you that I'm willing to allow you to try it for free. I'm betting on myself. Now, are there a group of people on this planet who just go from free trial to free trial, from free trial to free trial? They're trying to free their way to freedom? Yes, but they don't understand you can't free your way to freedom. You got to buy your freedom, right? So offer free samples, but again, you got to have the right systems in place in order for this to happen for you, right? Number 3, we're talking 7 offers that you can create, the types of things that you can give away for free in exchange for a name, email address, and phone number, because we know that the money is in the list. Really, the money is in the relationship that you build with the people on your list, but you got to get the people on your list to start with, right? Offer advice. A proven tactic to build email lists or SMS text messaging lists and industry authority is to create and offer an educational lead magnet in exchange for an opt-in or in exchange for a name, phone number, and email address. Popular offers of this type include ebooks and guides, right? You go to localbizmarketingpros.com, you'll see that we give away a 2-page online marketing checklist for small businesses, right? White papers, research reports, buying guides, courses, right? I've got a free course that I'm about to roll out that's going to help the small business community really go to the next level, right? For those of you who want to start your own digital marketing agency, I have a free course that you can take that teaches you all about the software as a service industry and why it's the most profitable, sustainable online business model that there is, right? That's a free course. Newsletters is another way for you to do that, right? And if you go to the Taboola blog website that I gave you in the chat, you'll see visual examples of this, right? So offer your advice. Every one of us as a small business owner have an expertise, right? We have a proprietary way of doing things. And if we were to put that into a digital format, whether that's a course, a video, a PDF download, or whatever, people will exchange happily their name, email address, and phone number to get access to that information. And now you have them as a lead. But remember, what is the purpose of lead gen? What is the purpose for capturing name, phone number, email? It's for relationship building, to build trust, because out of that trust, then you can grow a customer or convert them into a paying customer, right? Number 4, offer personalized advice. So the first was offer general advice, then you can offer personalized advice. What's the difference? While the standard content-based approaches listed above are strong general purpose offers, there are a variety of ways you can earn a higher conversion rate by personalizing the advice you'll give via a free consultation, right? Again, go to local Biz Marketing Pros, you'll see that you get a free marketing strategy session and audit right there on our why. Because I get to personalize, I get to have a one-on-one conversation with you, or one of my consultants get to have a one-on-one conversation with you, and we can personally tailor a game plan for you based on where you are as a business owner. And everybody who walks away from that strategy session has a plan that they can go and execute themselves, or if they want to hire us, then we'll execute that plan on their behalf. Online chat, interactive tools such as assessments, calculators, and audits. These are personalized, right? Demos, these are personalized advice. So you make it personal, and that increases the opt-in rate. So you can offer advice generally. That's a download, a PDF, something that is already pre-prepared. Or you can offer personalized advice, number 4, and that is something that is specific to the individual that usually requires some of your time and expertise. So a free consult, online chat, interactive tools, join a private Facebook group or whatever. Those are things that can be more personal, and some people might want that a little bit more than they would want something general. Number 5, right? We're talking about 7 offers that you can make on your website, on your social platforms, wherever you show up on the internet, online or offline. These are offers that you make in exchange for someone's name, phone number, and email address. Number 5, offer fun. Now, this is a new one to me, but I see it done. I've never thought about how I could use this in my business. Increase engagement on your website and excitement about your products with fun offers such as what? Contests, giveaways, and quizzes. Think about it. I've got a quiz for you to see where you stack up with your marketing, right? It's a little fun, light, 5 questions. But when you get done with the quiz, in order for you to get your results, you got to give me your name, email address, and phone number. I want to enter you into some sort of contest or giveaway, right, for landing on my site. But in order for me to contact you of what to say, whether you won or not, you got to give me your name, email address, or phone number. Now, I'll be honest, this isn't my forte, right? My brain is hurting even thinking about the types of quizzes or games that I could offer, because that's not part of my brand's personality, right? And if you missed our series on building a brand for your small business, then I'll put a link to that in the comments. But if that's your brand's personality, heck, and if you can pull it off, then offer something fun. Contests, giveaways, quizzes is another thing that you can offer to collect names, phone numbers, and email addresses to your list, so that you can do what? Build a relationship with the people on that list. Find out what they are hurting, why and how they are hurting, and if your solution can relieve them of that pain. But it starts with building a relationship, building that trust. Then you can ascertain what their problem is, and then ultimately provide a solution to solve that. A couple more before we get out of here. Number 6 on our list of 7 offers that you can make to get someone's name, phone number, and email address, so that you convert them from a casual visitor of your website, a casual follower on your social, a casual subscriber of your YouTube channel. You want to get them onto a list that you own, and you do that by getting them in your email autoresponder, your SMS text database system. And if you don't have an email autoresponder or an SMS text messaging system, get at your boy. We do have our own software solution for you, and we can help you set that up. Number 6, offer proof. Prospects want confirmation first and foremost. Increase the credibility of your company with reviews, testimonials, accolades, trust badges, media mentions, use cases, customer stories, case studies, portfolios, and galleries. Like, people want to see that other people are winning based on your products and services, right? And I've got to admit, I've been collecting testimonials for a little while, and I still haven't found the time to edit them and put them on my actual website, right? It's crazy. But that's a way to increase your conversions, right? That's a way to show your worth, because it's one thing to say, here's what I can do for you, Mr. Plumber, and grow your marketing. It's another thing to say, hey, here's Bob the plumber who worked with me a year ago, and we increased his revenue based on his lead generation by X amount of dollars per month or per service call or whatever. That's a whole different type of conversation that you're able to have. So you can put your case studies behind some sort of opt-in. You can put your reviews and your use cases and all of those sorts of things behind some sort of opt-in. And you could easily get names, phone numbers, and email addresses for people to then go and see a video interview of how you help 10 people in the same industry that they're in 10x their revenue, 2x their revenue, 20x their revenue, or whatever your result is, right? So last but not least, we're talking 7 things that you can offer to turn casual visitors of your website, your social channels, or whatever into leads. Get them on a list that you own. Number 7, offer one last thing, right? However hard you try to win a conversion on your page or via a form, your offer will often be ignored. Attempt to boost conversions with one last try in the form of an exit intent pop-up, right? This is one of the things that the Black Biz Success app does very well. When someone lands on your page, we teach you that building your websites, building your online assets in a triple optimized fashion, meaning they've got to be optimized for search, they've got to be optimized for conversion, and they've got to be optimized for mobile, right? Well, one of the conversion optimization strategies is that exit pop. And we've all seen it, right? You go to a website and you're scrolling, you don't find what you're looking for. You hover your mouse up towards that X or that back button, and something pops up on the screen. Wait, before you go, take 20% off if you stick around or whatever, right? That's one last offer. That's an exit pop-up. Those are incredibly effective, y'all, believe it or not, especially when you increase the offer or you up the ante. So you might on the main website be offering 10% off. But if they get ready to leave, now that name Fashion Nova, right? Fashion Nova, I was trying to think of that earlier today. But anyway, they do this very well. As you might be offering 10% off of something if they go ahead and put this in their cart. But as they get ready to leave, you might up the ante to 25%. Hey, before you go, we really want your business. There's a coupon for 25%. Put your name and email address in, and we're going to email you a 25% off coupon on your next order. Boom. One last thing before they go. But again, it goes down to your mindset and your skill set and your tool set. You got to have the right mindset to say, I'm going to start doing what has been done to me my entire life. As a consumer, all of these tactics have been done to you your entire life. But now you're a business owner. You got to figure out how to start doing this stuff ethically, morally, within your brand's personality. How do you do it? So that's the mindset. You got to have the right skill set, right? I got the mindset to do it, but now how do I execute it? You got to have the right skill set. That's why we do so much training. Yes, I could do this stuff for you. You can hire our firm. We'll come in and we'll knock this stuff out of the park. But we want you to also have the skill set for those who are not in a position to hire an agency to come in and do it for them. We want you to have the skill set to do it yourself. But along with the skill set, you also got to have the right tool set, right? I remember as a kid, I loved to tinker with bikes. And raised by a single mom, I'm fourth born of 6 children, raised by a single mom on welfare. We really struggled, right? And we didn't have a tube kit in the house. So as I fixed bikes and my own, my brothers, my friends, right? I had a butter knife as my flathead screwdriver, a steak knife as my Phillips screwdriver, a pair of pliers, and a hammer. Those are the only tools that I had. Now imagine some of you have, if you've ever worked on a bicycle, right, you know that there are other tools that you need to get the job done more efficiently and more effectively. Now, I had some of the baddest bikes in the neighborhood, right, that I built and put together and tinker with, right, using those 4 tools. But imagine what I could have had I had a full set of tools that was specifically created for fixing and working on bikes. That's what we have at the Black Biz Success app. We have a full set of tools that's specifically designed for branding and marketing of small local businesses. So I know we're a little bit over time, but I appreciate you guys for hanging out and allowing me to share that last story. Wednesday, we are sitting down with someone who's going to help us understand HR for our small businesses, right? A lot of people don't understand the biggest challenges that we have as small business owners is how to hire, train, and retain good people. And our guest, Dr. Tiffany Slater, is going to be sharing that with us on Wednesday. So make sure y'all come back right here to the Cortez Hustle Show. Until then, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.